Once upon a time, in a village by the riverside, lived a widow named Sarai. Her husband, a fisherman, had died in an accident at the docks, leaving her with 2 small children and nothing but an old wooden loom. Day after day, Sarai sat before it, weaving thread into cloth. Her hands knew the rhythm as if the loom itself were part of her body. The threads danced into patterns of vines, stars and waves, each fabric carrying stories she couldn't put into words. One day, she brought her cloth to the market, laying it out with hope. But the merchants sneered. "Too expensive," one said. "Too slow," said another. "Why buy this when the factories sell rolls 10 times as much for half the price, one by one?" People passed her stall. No one bought. Her cloth, soft, strong and full of care, sat untouched. At home, her children gnawed at dry bread. Their eyes, once bright, grew dull with hunger. Sarai kept weaving, but with every passing day, the silence of her loom felt heavier. Seasons changed. Sarai's hands cracked from cold. Her stomach ached, hollow. She sold the last of her husband's belongings to buy thread, praying that this time someone would see the worth in her work. But the world wanted only factory goods, fast, cheap. Soulless, her children cried at night, and she wept quietly into the cloth she wove, as if her sorrow might give it warmth, then despair and hatred. One night, as hunger clawed at her insides, Sarai looked at the loom, the old wooden frame that had ruled her life. "What good are you?" she whispered bitterly. "You steal my strength, but give nothing back." In her rage, she spat on the wood. She gathered dry twigs, ready to set fire to it, to watch the useless thing turn to ash. Her hand trembled with the torch, but before she struck, she saw her children curled together, covered by a blanket she had woven. Its patterns shimmered faintly in the firelight. Even in her despair, her gift had sheltered them. She set the torch down. The loom lived one more night. The very next day, a traveling merchant arrived from the city. He wandered through the market, uninterested in the rows of factory cloth. But when he passed Sarai's stall, he stopped. "What is this?" he asked, running his hand over her fabric. Sarai bowed her head. "Old cloth, too slow to sell." But the merchant's eyes widened. "Not cloth art. Look at these patterns. They tell stories. Factories cannot weave this." He bought every piece she had, and he begged for more. Soon word spread. City dwellers came searching for the widow's weaving. They paid dearly, not just for fabric, but for the soul in the threads. Sarai's home filled with warmth again. Her children grew strong, laughing as they helped spin thread. The loom that once seemed cursed became a treasure. Years later, people spoke of the widow who kept the old ways alive, whose patterns were worth more than gold. Sarai would smile, her hands still weaving, whispering to her children, "Remember, what the world ignores today may be priceless tomorrow. Never throw away your gift." Subscribe to the channel for more stories like this, and leave a comment of what you have learned in the story. See you next time for more adventures.